Hello friends, I am Guna Mathivanan, Current Affairs faculty at Offices IAS Academy. In this video, we will be discussing our 134th Current Affairs checklist topic, that is regarding balance of payments. Balance of payments, briefly we will discuss today. Friends, what is this balance of payments? We often come across this term balance of payments. It is a systematic record. It is a systematic record of all the transactions which we do with outside world. The systematic transactions, it means a record of systematic record. It is a systematic record of transactions which India does with outside world. Not just government doing with outside world, even we doing with outside world. All the transactions. For example, your export is a transaction which you do with outside world, right? Your imports, that is also an example for transaction. You borrow from foreign sources, you lend to abroad, someone from a foreign, right? Your FDI, your FII, your NRE deposits. So all these comes as a part of transactions which we do with outside world. You go for a tour, medical tour, right, or any education tour, everything is a part of it. You go and buy property in California, all are part of transactions which you are doing with outside world. All these transactions are systematically recorded in a heading called as balance of payments. So this balance of payments, it has two accounts. So all these are placed in two accounts, right? So what are those accounts? One is current account, another one is capital account. Current account and capital account. Friends, your exports and imports of goods, your mercantile trade, simply that comes under current account. Your exports and imports of services, that also comes under current account. Your inward, your outward remittances, that also comes under current account. Your brother working in America sending you money to India. A foreigner in India, someone from Nepal who is working in India, he sends money to his family in Nepal. That is outward remittance. Inward remittance, outward remittance. Right? Grants, gifts, given, received. All these, they come under current account. All these comes under current account. Friends, this 2, 3 and 4, which is called as net invisibles, which is called as net invisibles, which is called as net invisibles. Okay, the export and imports of goods, it stands separately. Then the remaining 3 put together, we say it as net invisibles. So current account has export and import of goods, export and import of services, remittances, as well as the grants, gifts given, received. It also includes the profits, income made by the investments. I will tell you that. Right? FDI, FII, FDI, you take FDI. For abroad people come and invest in India, they make profit, right? That profit will also come under this current account. Just broadly remember this is sufficient. This current account has, it accounts the export and import of goods, services, as well as inward outward remittances and grants received and paid. All other will come under capital account, friends. All other comes under capital account. For example, you take external commercial borrowing. External commercial borrowing. The loan which you borrow from abroad or which you lend, both borrowing and lending, that comes under capital account. Trade credit. Separately, we have something called as trade credit, the amount which is borrowed by the importers, traders for doing the trade, that for trade purpose alone, that borrowing will be brought under a heading called as trade credit, right? External commercial borrowing, trade credit, your foreign direct investments, FII, NRI deposits. Broadly, all these comes under capital account, friends, right? So if you take current account, generally it will be deficit. Generally it will be deficit. For example, see, of these four, these two are very significant. In the current account, of the four, exports and imports of goods and exports and imports of services is significant, right? So in current account you will generally have deficit, because in India imports are more than exports. In general, in India, imports are more than exports. See, though in services our exports are more, but however in goods our imports are more. You add everything, imports will be high. Imports will be high. So in current account there will be deficit. Our imports are more than our exports, so we have to pay outside, and that deficit is matched by capital account surplus. Because see, you take FDI, FII, we receive more. You take NRI deposits, we receive more. These two categories are very high. So in current account we generally have deficit, in capital account generally we have surplus, right? So when you add this current account and capital account, balance of payment, generally we will be having surplus. In 1991 we were facing balance of payment crisis because deficit was very high. Both the side it was deficit. Capital account deficit, current account deficit in 1991. That means we have to pay more, right? We have borrowed, we have to pay more. We have imported, we have to pay more, but we don't have sufficient forex. Current account deficit, capital account deficit. So we were facing balance of payment crisis. We were having foreign currency to pay only for 3 weeks. We were facing balance of payment crisis. That is why in 1991 we opened up our economy. We came with more FDI. More FII. We were opening up our economy. We were liberalizing. 1991 new economic reforms was not a matter of choice. It was compulsion. Since we were not having sufficient resource to repay our obligations, import obligations or debt obligations, external obligations, since we were not having sufficient, because we cannot pay in rupee, we need dollars. How I will get dollars? When I export I will get dollars. When I bring FDI I will get dollars. Our imports are high, so we have to pay more dollars. We were not having dollars. Current account deficit, capital account deficit. So we were not having sufficient foreign exchange reserve. That is why in 1991 we went for liberalizing the economy. We opened up our economy. A lot of people were coming and investing, and we were able to bring more dollars. With that more dollars, we were able to address our balance of payment crisis. Today our position is very comfortable. Generally in the case of India, you will find current account deficit, and you will always find capital account surplus. This is the status of India. But however, almost after 17 years, for the first time after 17 years roughly, India in 2020 financial year is witnessing current account surplus. Don't think that in 2020 we performed, don't think our exports are very high. No, in 2020, because of lockdown, the need for oil, hydrocarbons, that fell drastically, so our imports reduced. In 2020 our imports that reduced. We know imports will be greater than exports in India. Since our imports reduced, we are going to see current account surplus, right? But generally in normal situation, if you see, India will have current account deficit and capital account surplus, because more FDI, FII comes to India and we import more. So current account will be deficit, capital account will be in general surplus. These put together we call it as balance of payment, systematic record of all the transactions which we do with outside world. Very simple, right? Right friends, so based on our discussion, I have made a question. Find out the answer and give it in the comment section. Friends, we have come up with a 600 MCQ booklet covering current affairs in the form of multiple choice questions from June to November 2020. If you are interested, you can buy this. It is available in PDF format. You can download it by clicking the link given in the description box. So here I have given the features of my exclusive current affairs program, 75x75. So if you are interested, you can go through the features. It will be live current affairs session. The recorded session will also be given. You can watch it according to your convenience n number of times. Right? Any further clarification, you can make a call to the number given here. Right friends, tomorrow I will meet you with another important, exciting, similar topic. Till then, bye. Take care.